Molly joined us.
Molly's
We've a
here.
wiki pet.
Yes, wiki pet.
Molly needs one of the little.
I know. I meant to order one. I'll do one for the source-a-thon because
Oh,
we do
that's-
have them on the store.
That would be cool.
Nice.
She would hate me, but do you want to say hi to the people? They're this way. They're over there.
There's Molly. She's so
Very
adorable.
Say hi.
So our word for this hangout is
Categories.
yay.
Woohoo!
So go for it.
Okay, well, I was going to say, we're doing it, we're actually doing it slightly differently than we said we were going to do it, and then we actually did it at 8 o'clock. So now you can type categories right now, and what's going to happen is we have a random number generator so that anyone who types categories will be entered in the draw, and at the end of our live cast, we will pull the name on screen. Eowyn has some magic, some elven magic that she's going to perform.
No, this is Amy Johnson Crow magic.
Well, from Amy Johnson Crow, who told us all about the magic. So thank you, Amy, for doing that, sharing that with us. So this means that everyone can join in, and whether you've got a delay because of your bandwidth, or you're a slow typer because of your arthritis, because of sourcing too many people in the last 4 hours, everyone can participate and be entered in the draw. So we're looking for. So just type categories in and you'll be entered in the draw, and then we'll find out at the end which one of you lucky people wins the mug or t-shirt of your choice.
Thank you so much, Amy, for that suggestion. That is so great. I love it.
It's excellent.
So how is everybody doing? What's everybody working on?
I've got 2 sources done so far.
Yay!
But one of them was a brick wall, so that was exciting.
That's awesome.
That's great.
Yeah, I found a marriage record that had eluded me up until this point, just because I searched through where she should have been married, but I found someone with the last name. It was a really weird last name. Her name was Filomena Fiorino.
Wow.
Isn't that a great name?
It is.
So it was in the Italian records. But I found another Fiorino who turned out to be her brother, and he was not born in the city where I was looking, but his marriage record told me where he was born. So I thought, maybe it's related, and he was. So I found her. So that was exciting, but that took a long time.
That's okay.
But you created some more family that you can add.
That's right. I've got lots more I can connect tomorrow now because I've got her parents, and her birth record says not only her parents' names, but they're her grandfathers.
Awesome. I love it when that happens.
Yeah.
That's great.
So I'll be connecting more in the Fiorino family. Familia.
Oh.
What about you folks?
I fell into a family that was on WikiTree, and all of the family members were unsourced. And part of the kids were attached to the sibling as their father. So I had a whole bunch of family that I could add sources to, and then I had to disconnect them from the sibling as the father. So tomorrow I'll connect them.
Excellent.
That worked out good.
I'm actually working on a friend's family, and I found her great-grandfather. And he's got 12 kids that are not connected, so that's for tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome.
But again, he was unsourced, so I got that today.
Cool.
Excellent.
That's so cool.
That's great.
We had some different questions that came up in the Discord chat for the general games channel. One was, what happens when the person may still be living? So what do we need to do then? So from prior source-a-thons and the date nights, there's the template that we can add, right, Eowyn and Elesh, for WikiTree admin. for the category WikiTree admin. And because if you need to change that person to living now, removing, if it has, maybe it has an incorrect death date because they're not really dead, then you can do that. So I'll put that category in the chat here so you guys can see what that looks like. And can we add info at WikiTree to the trusted list? So if it's an orphaned one, it kind of creates a problem if you change it to. So you need to have somebody on the trusted list for a profile of a living person. So if you add the category and then add info at WikiTree as on the trusted list, and then as the profile manager, then you can remove yourself from the profile. So hopefully that answers the question. And I didn't make it more confusing.
No, that was good. What other questions did they have?
I started a couple of comments there that I thought we might want to address. And then I have to scroll through a whole pile of categories, people who are typing in categories so they can enter the draw.
I love it.
Okay, so let's see. Okay, so June had a question. How do you check your activity? And we're not keeping scores. I do have a mini stats update in a moment, but we're not reading individual scores or team scores.
We are keeping scores. We just aren't sharing them.
That's right. That's right.
And I just want to, because I've seen it come out a couple times. So I know sometimes it's exciting, and I know for some people it's motivating to see where you're at and to move up. For other people, it is not as motivating to see. And we wanted, for this event itself, we thought it would be really fun that when we announce who gets the gold, silver, and bronze awards, that it's actually a surprise and that people don't already know, because that's not that much fun, really. Yeah. So, yeah, we decided this time that we would just not display those. So that's why you're not seeing them.
Right. I suppose if you looked at your own contributions list, you could see how many you've done.
Yeah. And I was going to say, you could also, when you make the comment in your changes comment, you could add WikiGames, adding sources as your comment. And then you can, go to your contributions and then just do find WikiGames, adding sources, and it'll give you your account. So that's a way you could see how many you've done. Or just look for the phrase adding sources if you're using that from the change comment selection.
Right. And I couldn't find the original line that Amy was responding to Lisa about, but I guess she asked something about category being updated on WikiTree Plus, and the WikiTree Plus reports do only updates on Mondays, so anything that happens now won't show up again on next Monday. So if you're relying on one of the WikiTree Plus reports, that's something.
I had that question a couple of times too.
Yeah.
But things like the BioCheck, that app does respond in real time. So if you're using BioCheck for looking for things, then that does happen in real time. So,
and if you've removed the unsourced template or the category, then unsourced category, then that also will be updated. The categories will be updated too.
If you go directly to the categories page?
Yeah.
But not through the WikiTree search, WikiTree Plus search for categories. Right.
Yeah. So June was asking about how she can find her contributions. Greg, you're sharing your screen already. Do you want to share?
Sure. Yeah, I'll start with that, and then I'll go into our brief stats. Okay, so here we are. And so when you're on your own home profile, you just click on at the top there where it says the number of contributions you've made, and this is globally since you've entered WikiTree. So I'm at 8,000 and some. And you can see today, the 25th, I've edited the Filomena Fiorino. So this is the person I found. I found her birth and her marriage information. And then Maria Rose Nacarado, that was the second, well, actually, the first one I did, because it's reverse chronological, right? Yeah. Those are my two sources.
Yay!
Yay! But many of you will have a whole page of entries under the 25th of August, I'm pretty sure. And this is local time, right? So does that mean some people will be already to the 26th? Is that right?
Well, it's what shows is what you have set in your settings.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's local time for you.
That's what I mean. Local time for me.
Set, yeah.
So it's potential. So those in Asia could potentially be already on to the 26th.
Yep.
How cool is that?
It's about, let's see, 10 plus 8. It's like 6 in the morning maybe in Australia and New Zealand.
Wow.
Tomorrow.
Already tomorrow.
Yeah. Oh, that's funny. So here's your stats. So the stats today or this at noon will be brought to you by the letter M. And I'm giving you stats on the trees that begin with M. So the maples and the magnolias.
Nice.
So did you know that there are 132 species of maples? That's wild, eh? 132. But the cool thing about it, so now I didn't realize there were maples in Asia. I don't know why I didn't think of that, but yes. I guess is there a Japanese maple? Is that one?
Yeah.
Yeah. I remembered that. I thought, well, of course, they wouldn't call it a Japanese maple if it wasn't actually in Japan, probably. So, but when I first read that, I did a double take because, of course, I associate maples with Canada, and
Yeah.
but there are other places in the world.
My yard is full of them.
Yeah, same with ours, and they like to spread too.
Oh, they sure do.
Yeah. In Europe, of course, Northern Africa. Now, I didn't know that. Did you know there were maples in Northern Africa? And North America. But there's only one species that extends to the Southern Hemisphere. Isn't that interesting?
That is interesting.
I thought that was kind of wild. Whereas magnolias are much more magnificent in terms of their there's 210 to 340 species of them, and they are all over the place. Main center in the east and southeast of Asia, and then also North America, Central America, the West Indies, and some in South America. So they have multiple ones in South America. Now, in terms of height, the maples are the tallest ones. They grow between 10 to 45 meters or 33 to 148 feet, whereas your average magnolia tree only goes to 60 to 80 feet in height. So,
gotcha.
Whereas magnolias spread further around the world, maples spread higher. And those are your mini stats brought to you by the letter M.
There you go.
That's marvelous. Marvelous, Greg.
Marvelous stats.
Marvelous.
Oh.
That was hilarious.
Well, we can't share like a total, right?
We could.
Yeah,
we can say the total, right?
You can share the total. I'm just looking to see if
which I don't have access to, which is probably a good thing because I might slip up and say other numbers I should say.
Well, I have access.
Tell us the total. Oh, somebody typed it.
Nice. Great job, everybody. That's exciting.
Yes.
Really good. Yes. And also, shout out to the team cheerleaders.
They are amazing.
Oh,
my cheerleader's right there, and she has done so much work beforehand. It was just incredible. Thank you. Pleasure.
You're welcome. It's been fun. So how many people do we have participating?
Just a second.
Okay, because I think we had a total of like 268 that signed up. Is that where we
Yeah,
landed?
that's correct. Approximately, so or less.
Hi, Erin.
Okay, 153.
Awesome.
That's awesome.
Source.
That's
Very
good.
cool.
Mhm.
Very nice.
Very exciting.
Mm-hmm. I'm very excited. Mary realized that the total 3,373 was a prime number. Way to go, Mary. You beat me to it.
You to hear Aelin? Hope says she's so
Aw.
happy.
Yeah. I think for the
Yeah.
Wiki game, I think that's the right choice for this one.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fun for the marathons, but it just seemed like this would work a little better for this one.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's also too complicated. 3 different types of counting, so
Oh,
I think it will be fun just at the end to see the totals.
Yeah.
mhm.
Yeah. That's going to be fun. All
Steven with a T. Tomasiewicz. I'm going with that. He asked if he was showing up, and yes, you are.
Someone asked for us to put in the chat the email to add to the trusted list, so I just typed that in there.
Oh, great. Yeah.
That's what you said, right?
Yes.
info@wikitree.com.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I think another question that somebody asked, correct me if I'm wrong, Azure, was if a profile has the unsourced template and you look at it and it has sources
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
and you remove the unsourced template, if that it does not. Just in
Right.
case anyone else had that question.
Because it already had sources, so
gotta-
you're not adding sources, you're just
Exactly.
removing the wrong title, wrong
Right.
category.
Right.
But we do want you to remove that wrong category.
Yeah, that helps.
Yeah. That would be great. Thank you so much.
Once you establish there are sources already entered, you should definitely.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Not that we will come to 0 on unsourced profiles, but still.
Yeah.
Nice. So anyone who joined after we introduced you, if you haven't typed categories in the chat yet, you should type the word categories, and then you'll get entered into the draw automatically, which Awen is going to draw in a bit.
Everyone's very excited.
Mm-hmm.
So there's another
Can it
question.
be used in a sentence, or you just need to
No, well,
write the word?
Alash, you need to write a sentence.
a sentence.
You
I
write
just
a
I just gave a sentence there with the word categories in it.
Lisa Gervais has asked a good question.
Oh.
Is Find a Grave a valid source? So, to my understanding, if there's no image or no attached obituary with newspaper article and date with it, then it's not considered a reliable source.
Oh, okay.
Then it's just personal tree
Right.
Yeah.
of someone.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the same as like family search profile.
Okay.
Right.
But adding that image of the gravestone or an obituary gives you that backup of the
That's right.
this data is actually valid. Yeah.
Even better if you have the death source.
Oh
And-
yeah, of course.
And the Find a Grave memorial.
Yes, it's nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that too. So, because in the bio, then you can say they died here of this cause or whatever, and were
Exactly.
buried at, right?
Yeah.
And fill out the whole story, sort of thing.
Definitely.
And I love when the obits also say the church where the funeral took place and whatnot, so you can
Mhm.
really
And
flesh it out.
Yeah. The different people that might have attended or anything like that. So nice.
I don't usually get the list of hymns that were played at the funeral, though.
Oh, that would be neat. That would-
As a church musician, I'm curious about that, but
Yeah.
Where did that just happen? That just
What's that?
happened. Maybe it was during the WikiTree challenge. Was that it? We were looking. Somebody found like this really detailed newspaper article about this woman's funeral, and it even listed the songs that they played.
Really?
Oh,
Yeah.
that's
Wow.
cool.
Oh,
Yeah,
that
it
is
was
cool.
Super, super. They obviously were wealthy people who were putting on this, who put on this wedding. So it was an incredibly detailed article. We talked about, and we were like, we've never heard of either one of those songs, but they, it was like 1800s. It was old hymns,
Right.
probably. So, yeah,
Yeah.
that was cool.
That is interesting. Now I've seen that for marriage announcements.
Yeah.
I have a great aunt who was a singer and a musician, and there was a couple articles where it says what she sang at the wedding and stuff.
Oh, neat.
Mhm.
Very cool.
Yeah, this is a good point, that they use Find a Grave as a direction to look for the sourced citation.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Because things like what Tabor mentions here is headstones that are made up.
Mm.
And there's even people who have created images of what a headstone might look like with information. They just make an image. So
Ooh,
then it's
That
like,
happened in my family.
really?
Yeah, on Ancestry, there's like this whole fictitious line of McKays, but they're not really McKays.
Uh-oh.
Don't know who they are.
yeah.
Oh my
AI
gosh.
headstones.
Yeah. Crazy.
Here's another question.
Duplicate husbands. Sounds like a merge is the right solution, isn't it?
Yep, for sure.
Uh-huh.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's an Azure question.
Oh,
yes.
So I can, if you DM me in Discord, I think you are in Discord, I can kind of walk you through that, or we can chat about that.
Does it require using an extra program?
It depends on, I usually have to take it into something like Photos or something, or Paint. A lot of people have Paint on there.
Work, yeah.
Just layer it with your image.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I don't want to volunteer Azure, but I'm going to, because she probably would totally help you with that if you needed it.
Yeah, I'm happy to help. Whenever somebody needs help sharing the stuff out to social media, I'm happy to help. Just tag me or send me a personal message on a private message from my profile.
Now that means you're probably going to lose your place in the list of 12 kids to go through.
Yeah.
You'll get distracted.
Now just a little bit. Just a little bit.
Was I number 7 or number 6? I can't remember. But you don't have to. June's saying it sounds too complicated, but you don't have to use the frame to upload yourself. You can just do the selfie by itself. Just take your picture and then upload.
Yeah. Yeah, that's just uploading an image to the space page. So that's real. Try to keep that pretty easy for y'all. So everybody can upload their selfies. Yes, June, please like and share.
Definitely.
This hangout. Really appreciate it.
Mm-hmm. Excellent. Anyone who hasn't typed in categories yet, now would be a good time to do that.
Now's the time.
Mm-hmm. I see Beata just did that, just joined us.
We need a drum roll or some kind of, we need Mags here to do the.
That's right.
Click on the drum roll.
Find some sound effect that'll distract us all.
Do you guys want to do it now, the drawing?
Sure.
Now sounds good.
Is everybody ready?
Are we wrapping it up?
I think so. I think do we have anything else to talk about?
Oh, there we go. Someone found the drum roll.
That's perfect.
Excellent.
Let me put that there.
Are you going to add it? There you go.
Okay. Ready.
54.
Woohoo!
Oh, look at that. How cool is that? Wow.
That is awesome.
And
Okay, stop already.
Yeah!
That's great. I love
Oh my
it.
gosh.
I
I
like
want to use
that.
this
That
for
is so
everything.
cool.
I know,
Wow.
right? That is awesome. Congratulations.
Yeah. That's great.
That was fun. Thanks, Amy.
Amy Johnson Crow for the win.
Very cool. Well, we'll see everybody back in just over 3.5 hours from now for the next hangout.
Yep.
And get to sourcing, everybody. Have fun.
Get those sources done. See ya.